What if one man's bold dreams turned into a nation's nightmare? Picture the euphoria of 2017. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the seasoned lawyer and human rights fighter, sweeps into power on waves of hope, promises of free education, booming factories, and an end to environmental ruin light up Ghana like never before. Crowds chant his name, a new era dawns. But fast forward 8 turbulent years to January 2025. As he hands over the reins, the cheers have soured into shouts of betrayal. A statue built to immortalize his legacy, smashed by enraged citizens in a symbolic act of fury. A $400 million cathedral meant to unite the faithful, left as a gaping, expensive hole in the heart of Accra, swallowing public funds while the economy gasps for air. Death mountains towering, rivers poisoned by unchecked mining, whispers of family favoritism echoing through the halls of power. Was Akufo-Addo the visionary hero Ghana desperately needed? The man who dared to dream big in a continent of challenges? Or the divisive leader whose ambitions fractured a nation, leaving scars that may take generations to heal? Today, we embark on a deep, unflinching journey through his controversial legacy. From the electrifying rise that inspired millions to the cracks that widened into chasms, the scandals that ignited outrage, and the lingering questions that define his place in history. We'll explore the highs that lifted spirits, the lows that broke trust, and everything in between. Stick around to the very end, because the truths we uncover might just reshape how you see Ghana's past and its future. If you're ready for the real, unvarnished story, smash that like button now, subscribe for more hard-hitting deep dives, and let's peel back the layers together. To understand the storm of his presidency, we must first trace the winds that carried him to power. Before the presidency, Nana Akufo-Addo was already a force in Ghanaian politics, a man shaped by legacy and loss. Born March 29, 1944, into a political dynasty, his father Edward Akufo-Addo was Ghana's second president. He trained as a lawyer in the UK, returning to champion human rights during the turbulent military eras of the 1970s and 80s. He co-founded key opposition movements fighting for democracy against Rawlings's regime, his political climb steep and steadfast. Elected MP for Abuakwa in 1996, he served as Attorney General and Foreign Minister under Kufuor 2001 to 2009, earning praise for anti-corruption drives and international diplomacy. But presidential bids in 2008 and 2012 ended in heartbreaking defeats, narrow losses that tested his resolve, with allegations of rigging fueling NPP unrest. Then, 2016, third time's the charm. Campaigning on change, he crushed Mahama, winning 53.85% amid economic discontent. Inauguration Day 2017, a symbol of hope, Akufo-Addo vowed Ghana beyond aid, positioning himself as the reformer to industrialize, educate, and unite. For many, this was the dawn of transformation. But as we'll see, the path ahead was fraught with unforeseen storms. With power in hand, the promises poured out, bold visions that captured hearts. Act 1, the visionary surge. Akufo-Addo hit the ground running, unleashing a torrent of ambitious policies that felt like a fresh start for Ghana. His flagship, Free Senior High School, Free SHS, launched in September 2017, abolished fees, and exploded enrollment from 800,000 to over 1.2 million by 2020. Imagine the stories: rural girls attending school for the first time, families unburdened from costs. Supporters called it revolutionary, a game changer for equality in a nation where education was a privilege. Then, one district, one factory aimed to industrialize with local production. Over 100 factories initiated, creating jobs in agro-processing and manufacturing. Infrastructure boomed. Roads, like the Pokuase interchange, hospitals, and airports. His anti-Galamsey pledge. Operation Vanguard deployed troops to halt illegal mining, initially reclaiming polluted lands. Even the National Cathedral, a promise to God for interfaith unity, sparked early excitement among Christians. Public reactions. Jubilant polls in 2018 showed high approval, with Ghanaians feeling unstoppable. For many, Akufo-Addo was the hero delivering on Ghana beyond aid, navigating global crises like COVID with vaccine rollouts and economic support. But as ambition soared, so did the shadows of reality. Dreams are fragile, and soon, the first cracks appeared, testing the foundation. Act 2. The Gathering Storm. Ambition's price tag hit hard. Free SHS, a noble dream, but critics argue it overstretched budgets. Overcrowded classrooms led to double-track systems, teacher shortages sparked strikes, and quality dips showed in exam results. Enrollment boomed, but at what cost to standards? Economic vows faltered. One district, one factory, saw many projects stall, only about 70 operational by 2024, with accusations of cronyism in contracts. Debt exploded from GHC 120 billion in 2016 to over GHC 600 billion by 2023, forcing a $3 billion IMF bailout and domestic debt exchange program amid 54% inflation peaks. The cedi crumbled. Prices soared. Everyday Ghanaians struggled with bills. Galamsey. Despite initial crackdowns, polluted rivers worsened. Pra and Ankobra turned a chocolate brown. Health crises rose, with fingers pointing at political protection for operators. Public backlash built. Protests like #Fix the Country in 2021 demanded accountability, with youth voicing frustration over jobs and costs. Whispers grew. Was this visionary leadership or elitist oversight ignoring the ground realities? The storms broke fully when scandals flooded in, drowning trust. Act 3. The Deluge of Doubt. Scandals cascaded like a flood. The National Cathedral, Akufo-Addo's promise to God, ballooned to $400 million. $58 million public funds vanished into a stalled pit. Audits revealed mismanagement. Secretary David Ajaye's resignation amid conflicts. Critics raged. Misplaced priorities while hospitals lacked beds. Corruption waves. Agyapa royalties deal in 2020 aimed to monetize gold, but screamed cronyism. Relatives like Gabi Ocheridako involved, sparking protests and suspension. PDS power saga. Billions lost in alleged fraud. Opponents branded it the Akhi Mafia. Nepotism with family allies in key roles fueling tribal tensions. Media freedom eroded. Journalists threatened. Attacks rose. Global indexes dropped Ghana's press ranking. The statue saga, erected in late 2024 for legacy, it ignited fury as self-aggrandizement amid hardship. Vandalized in 2025, head severed in viral videos symbolizing public decapitation of his image. Public outrage peaked. #Fix the Country evolved into broader calls for accountability, with quotes like activist Oliver Barker-Vormawor's "This government failed us." Was this mismanagement or systemic favoritism? As the floods recede, what remains? A legacy to ponder. Act 4. Echoes of Division. Supporters defend fiercely. Free SHS transformed 1.6 million lives. Enrollment up 100%. Infrastructure like 1,000-kilometer roads connected communities. COVID navigation saved lives. Experts like Dr. Mensah praise he dared big in tough times. But critics counter. Unfulfilled promises left death scars, environmental neglect poisoned futures, elitism widened gaps, tribal tensions, Achim favoritism claims stirred unrest. Polls in 2025 show mixed views. 45% approve legacy, 55% see failure, per Afrobarometer-like surveys. Post-presidency, 2025 handover to Mahama was peaceful, but investigations into scandals linger. A quiet exit for a stormy reign. History judges. Visionary who lifted Ghana, or divider whose dreams outpaced delivery. One undeniable, his era sparked passion, debate, and change, for better or worse. Beyond Akufo-Addo, his story mirrors Ghana's own: ambition versus reality, unity versus division. What lessons? Balance bold dreams with accountability, prioritize people over prestige. As Mahama resets, will we learn? Ghana's future depends on it. What do you think? Was Nana Akufo-Addo's legacy triumph or tragedy? Drop hero or divider in the comments and explain why. Like, if this opened your eyes, share with someone who needs to see it, and subscribe for more deep dives into Ghana's biggest stories. Thanks for watching. Stay informed, stay engaged. Ghana first.